The alarm hit before the sun did. A sharp buzz. Too early, too cold. My body begged for one more minute, but my feet touched the floor anyway. The room was dim, air stiff, breath fogging in the quiet morning. No motivation, no spark, just movement. One small step, then another. That's how discipline feels in the beginning. Not heroic, not inspiring, just necessary. But what if the smallest choices are the ones that rewrite your entire life? I remember the first week. Everything hurt. Muscles, mind, patience. There's a strange pain that comes from trying to change your own patterns, like dragging an old version of yourself across the floor, one who kicks, screams, begs you to stay the same. But every morning, I still showed up. Not for greatness, just for consistency. People talk about discipline like it's a fire, burning, bright. But the truth? It's more like a drip, a steady tapping in the background of your life. Boring, simple, almost invisible. Until one day, it isn't. What if the moment things feel pointless is exactly when they start working? Because something shifted, quietly, on a random morning that looked like all the others. I realized I wasn't fighting myself anymore. My body moved before my mind had time to argue. My excuses got drowned out by habit. What once felt heavy became automatic. That's when discipline stops being a punishment and starts becoming a power. Not loud, not dramatic, just there, solid, unshakable. I wasn't chasing motivation anymore. I was becoming someone who didn't need it. Days piled up, small wins, small efforts, small steps, brick by brick, quiet progress. The kind no one sees until it's undeniable. People asked how I changed, how I improved, how I stayed focused. I didn't have a beautiful answer, just this. I kept showing up long after it stopped feeling good. But what happens after you stop impressing people and start surprising yourself? There's a part of growth no one talks about. The loneliness, the silence between repetitions, the long hours where nothing seems to pay off. The world keeps moving, you keep grinding, and no one claps. That's where most people break. Not because they're weak, but because they think the journey should feel rewarding at every step. It doesn't. It won't. It's not supposed to. Discipline is a promise, one you make and remake every single day, in the dark, when no one's watching. And slowly, without any announcement, your life starts to respond. Breath steadier, mind clearer, goals closer. You walk differently, talk differently, think differently. Not because of one big change, but because of 1,000 tiny ones. What if the future version of you is waiting on today's version to keep going? I used to think success was built on big moments, big breakthroughs, big leaps. But the truth is smaller, quieter, more human. Success is built in the boring hours, in the unseen mornings, in the choices no one praises, in the discipline no one celebrates. It's built in the days where you feel nothing, but still choose to move. Discipline doesn't care about your mood, your excuses, your fears. It only responds to action, to repetition, to proof. When you show up every day, you teach your mind something powerful. I'm someone who finishes what I start. And that identity, that belief, that quiet truth changes everything. But how long can one small step keep changing you? Long enough to rebuild your life. Long enough to outgrow the version of you who needed motivation. Long enough to meet the person hiding under all the excuses. One day, you'll look back, not at the finish line, but at the mornings you didn't quit, the nights you stayed steady, the times you felt lost, but kept moving anyway. And it'll hit you. You weren't building discipline. Discipline was building you. So tomorrow, when the alarm hits, and the room is cold, and your mind whispers, "Not today," remember this. You don't need to move mountains, just your feet. The power isn't in the intensity, it's in the repetition, in the patience, in the decision to do the small things, even when you don't feel like it. That's where change begins. That's where character grows. That's where your future waits. Not in motivation, but in discipline. Daily, quiet, unbreakable.